For example, in my intro, according to your reports, Oxfam says that Elon Musk paid about 3% tax, close to about 4% tax, from 2014 to 2018. Elon Musk, at least before he came down because of what's been happening in the last few weeks, over $200 billion in wealth. Meanwhile, a woman in Uganda, perhaps that is involved in flower trade or does pastries, who earns about $80 a month, is taxed 40%. If you dovetail to Nigeria, the story is not also a bit different. Mm. Your report also mentioned that every billionaire is a policy failure. Why is that?
Thank you so much.
Just hold on, sir. If you release this, your report, all the time that the global elites gather in Davos, and I asked you earlier if things have really changed, if they are even listening. From this, with what I'm seeing, I don't think things are changing. So you can answer both.
Yeah, I think you've asked a couple of very interesting questions here. The first one, are we surprised that the billionaires are paid even less than the common man on the street? I am not. Oh, that is the reality. We are talking reality. We are not here for taste by moonlight. We are talking facts, right? If a former president can be found to just pay about $800 in tax, a billionaire recently, are we surprised? These are people who know how to take advantage of the system. Somebody was asking me, the billionaires make the rules. How do you want to tax the billionaires? They know the rules, they have the lawyers, they are able to have access to all this. Yeah. And they are able to look for the loopholes and see how they exploit it. Yeah. Do you know one funny thing? During the pandemic, when we have crisis, when we have pandemic and everything, rather than having their taxes increase, some governments actually brought their tax for the rich down. While the poor were paying more. That was about the same time that Nigerian VAT was increased from 5% to 7.5%. Yes. And VAT is a tax on the common man on the street, on goods and services. Let's be very careful. Now, what are we saying? If you can remember in 1918, sorry to draw you back to history a little bit, there was the flu pandemic. In the 1930s, there was, number one, there was the Great Depression. Yeah. And number two, there was the Second World War.
1929 or so.
Exactly.
Great Depression,
Exactly. What did the rich countries do? What they did was because the rich were able to make more money, they increased tax on the rich. They taxed them very, very conservative, not just, extremely. And they were able to make money and they used it to service their education, their health system, and they were able to recover. That is what we are asking for here. Tax them, please. And if you drive down to Nigeria, what are we talking about here? We're talking about 6,355 big boys and big girls. The last study, we were able to track about 4,390. Now they have increased. Last time, Nigerians were not as poor as we are. Now we have 133 million Nigerians in multidimensional poverty. You and I are poor. That is the truth. 99% on the streets are poor. And if you take that a little bit further, what is the effect of these billionaires on the environment, on the climate? Very important. While it's taking you and I to make $1, it takes that same time and effort will take a billionaire to make $1.7 million. Yes. That is the truth. But while you and I are contributing very minute to the climate change in terms of our carbon emission, a rich billionaire contributes 1 million times carbon emission to the environment than you do because of their polluting investments. So why can't they pay their fair share? This is the question. We need the political will. It is the right thing to do, and it is got to be done.